allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àníyàn sọ́ra jù.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you very much for joining me, brethren, and welcome to the Temple of Truth. Everyone who is just here for the first time, please read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it. Share it. There is love in sharing. To invite your friends and your not so friendly friends, the frenemies. Tell them all that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. Tonight, we have a bit of assorted, as usual, though, but it's a little bit kind of like higher tonight. Assorted happenings, update then happenings and counter happenings across the contraption. So you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the charts or enjoy the show, as some people will put it. Great show, Mayegun. In the last 5 days, the social media, the media generally, has been inundated, right, with the news of the abduction of VERYDARKMAN. It was a moment for many to express how they feel about the young man. And fair enough, we have had as many sides as possible. But just for clarity, all right, for clarity, we have different group of people who are reacting to his abduction. Number one, we have the people who have problems with the process of kidnapping him and blindfolding him in public by the supposed Financial Crimes Commission. The process is what many are questioning, which is what is wrong with the contraption. We have those who have a problem with why they have all the resources to track him and abduct him without stating what is done, and the same agency is unable to actually track and abduct the public treasury looters. So those ones, maybe they also have problem with the process as well, or just that, you know, the anger of why are you trying to silence a supposed government critic. The third ones are those who are his own base, the Rattel gang, as they are called. Well, the gang may make you feel like, it may sound intimidating. Maybe they are intimidating online, because I have heard a lot of people who have expressed their personal sort of, disagreement with the method of his and that of his supporters. Some label them future terrorists, while others see them as people who have come to their own reality, that they could only use their number to their own advantage, where everyone is a little bit protected from being like what Nigeria is, being cheated or being abused or assaulted. Somehow, you get, they find their own kind of like poetic justice, because the system has failed as many as possible. Now, you see all these three categories, in fact, maybe four, because others are those who are giving us every reason why he deserves to be treated just exactly as he's been treated. because their own, their own sort of like concern or their own disagreement is that he is one of those distracting the people. For instance, 6 days ago, or maybe a week ago, what we had in the media was when the supposed Nance president came out to drop a bombshell that Tifnumbu's son, Sheyi Tifnumbu, invited him to Lagos, and when he got there, Sheyi Tifnumbu tried to bribe him with 100 million naira, which he rejected. And then afterward, when he tried to leave, Sheyi Tifnumbu ordered the same thugs that brought him, right, to beat him up. Something that should have been so scandalous as should have caused serious tension in the country. But like many things that should have caused tension in the country, where people should have reacted and call out at the government, it's always been like graveyard silence, except for social media, where everyone's sort of like, what kind of a country is this and all that. So, Very Dark Man being abducted in front of the bank ended up being the major news than the supposed president of Nigerian students. Now, if you want to probably look away and say, okay, I'm not a student, typically, right? It is believed that there are over, according to the guy, there are over 40 million students in Nigeria. Meaning, it's got the base that the moment they heard the news, it is enough to send shock waves down the entire system. But it didn't. So to those who believe that maybe the Ratels, they were supposed to protest against, because some of you said it, they were wasting their time asking for the release of Very Dark Man, instead of them to be protesting for Sheyi Tifnumbu beating up Nance president. Or they should be protesting for increased electricity tariff. Like so many of you have given different reasons what they should be doing. So maybe now, because me, I don't want to because normally I would say, what were you doing? Like, they were rallying around to say they want to get a Very Dark Man. They are not talking about electricity. They are not protesting because of bad governance. They're not protesting because of insecurity, but they are protesting because of him, right? So I would have asked that, what were you doing? Were you protesting against the insecurity that time, same time? Were you? You know you are not doing anything yourself because you have not been really motivated enough to do anything. Sincerely, right? So the other said it's a distraction, oh, maybe you could have done something, but this news just distracted you. And the government is using him to distract you. And I have a lot of people who agreed. In fact, some of you watching me right now probably agrees that, yes, well, why you don't know it? The government know how to catch us. A very lame kind of excuse for why you have not done anything. I'm not blaming you. I'm just pointing it out. Do you get that now? So I have not done anything to be on the streets like maybe if I was in Nigeria. Sure, you get now. Maybe I can be in that bracket, but I'm not. All right? But they are there. Anyway, distracted or not, when the guy came out to tell us that he was beaten up and he shared with us the bruises that he sort of sustained, right? Including the bulging eyeball. So finally, the EFCC that distracted all of us, they have now released Very Dark Man. So can all of us now not be distracted again? So when are we going to start the shutting down of Nigeria? Especially those of you who I'm just saying, right? What do you think? No, I know it may sound a little bit sarcastic, but it's true. The point I'm trying to raise here is that, of course, there is so many division right now where a lot of people have their own different solutions, and there are different solutions for a reason, which means even those of you who have your own solutions have not really put foot or boots on the ground. Doesn't mean that you still won't. But the fact that you haven't, you're seated there and you could create reasons why you are distracted. Do you get that now? So maybe now that it's been released, we can quickly use this opportunity. Sure, you get, and millions of people can just come out here tomorrow or maybe next or the one after. Again, you know you are not going to come out anywhere. Ordinarily, you should, because the only thing that connects all of us right now, including this same very dark man and many of you, right, is that we are all going to suffer the injustice that a corrupt, compromised system, right, has created. We are all going to suffer it. And guess what? You don't even have to wait till you become a victim before you speak up. That alone is enough to unite all groups. I don't get magic wand though. I don't have that magic wand to be say abracadabra, revolution now. You know, like in a jar. The Biafran IPOB a jar. You know what I mean? The Middle Beltons, like pick everybody like that. Put them in a jar, shake them, and so everybody agree, release all of you, and everybody just say, you know what? It is time to go after the system that has done this to all of us. And guess what? All of them will be on the run. All of them. And then only we can possibly achieve whatever it is you call solution or dream in this system. Again, I am not judging anyone. So today would have been the third day of theirs protesting for the release of the very dark man. We have heard a lot, we have seen a lot and all that. When he was finally released from the first video that is currently online, right? Except for where he actually mentioned they are charging or they arrested him for money laundering. And then maybe because they are wondering where, I'll play you the video, but we're going to get to that part. He said, they're wondering where he got all the money he's been using to construct, balls and do projects. So this must probably be part of the conversation they had. But remember, the EFCC said they received multiple petitions against him, that a single of that has not been presented to the public, right? So then they said they are holding him for financial crimes. So he's talking about money laundering. I hope everything will come together later, right? We're going to get to that part. So let's start from how it was earlier today when the cartels were not satisfied with the explanation of the EFCC yesterday. So they continued their protest earlier today. I'll show you until its release this evening.
They're not close. They're not close. They're not close. They're not close. We want BDM. 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 We want BDM.
VVDF, carry Okowa, carry Kiari. People will chop billions of naira, will chop trillions of naira, they don't carry them. Country na scam. The country na scam. Kiari will chop billions of naira, they don't carry her. Okowa will chop billions of naira, they don't carry her. The country na scam.
Please, they should free VERYDARKMAN for us. This guy has given us so much hope. This guy has given us so much hope. Nigeria has lost hope before. This guy has built so much hope for us. He has done so much for us. They should free him. The government is so bad that they cannot carry the government. They are carrying an innocent citizen. Why? They should free him for us. Our voices are pain. Our voices are so pain. They should free VERYDARKMAN. That is all I have to say. I cannot withstand this.
All these people they do here, they never start anything. They go start for judge, be judge, Baba, they go airport, go block airport. Make the system, who they fair, what did they pay me? What did VERYDARKMAN do now? What did VERYDARKMAN do now? I'm not gonna give me my president, I beg. I use God, they beg, I'm not gonna release my president for me, I beg.
Then peaceful, they said they go kill me yesterday. Bust my phone screen, come on my money, I come from local town for this protest. What did VERYDARKMAN do? May I leave her, may I fear. Fuck this guy.
Leave Rattle for us. You understand? All the Rattles you are saying, leave our president for us. You understand? This is son of Rattle. Leave our president for us. The only president we will get with that. Now our president be this, so we don't get on our president. So be this, so you know get. Now our president be this, so we don't get any other president. Now our president be this, so
you get issue with him. Nobody is saying you shouldn't take him to court. Take him to court.
Yes.
Follow the due process. You don't kidnap her, you don't mad.
He has done nothing wrong. He only speaks the truth. You don't tell the speaker how to speak the truth. Yes. Lie na lie. How they talk, I'm not concern you. Yes. Na lie.
EFCC, free my brother VERYDARKMAN. He didn't do anything wrong. Free him immediately.
EFCC, free VERYDARKMAN. VERYDARKMAN did nothing to you guys. EFCC, tell us what's in VERYDARKMAN.
Our brother VERYDARKMAN, we did, got arrested by EFCC in May 2025. Ross is super pissed because the EFCC broke the laws and grappling with him. This mess hurt with him, his family, and scared everyone, making Nigeria democracy and justice system look like a joke. Why did the EFCC grab with him? Reading our brother is a big deal on social media, always calling out government bags and big shots for their nonsense. On May 2, 2025, he was at GT Bank in Galore, Abure, having his...
Are they here? Earlier today. You see, if you want to know that Nigeria, in pidgin, Nigeria don't spoil. Pata pata. Is when you get to see citizens publicly saying a man that is giving them hope is VERYDARKMAN, because leadership has failed enough that they have created an hope for themselves. And that seems to be what they want to take away. So if you are in a privileged position, to those of you where we say somehow you are like, you know, you have the number of DPOs, you have the number of your brother or sister who can call your sister that knows your uncles, and then your uncle's, you know, a fiancé that knows another, you know what I mean? And boom, they can easily just, or you can just sort things yourself, no matter what it is. So privileged position, and privilege actually blinds. Do you understand? So I'm not judging you, because my intention is to make everyone see that we actually have a lot in, I mean, we may not have a lot in common. We do have something in common. and that is the consequences of the bad leadership, right? Is that justice will become expensive, very costly, only for the highest bidder. So the rest of us would have to do with the injustice that will be so like abound. So in a corrupt system that these criminals have created, right? So your right to my right to, they are going to be determined by how they feel towards me and you. There's something I can possibly do, which is not wrong, but I've got to be punished for it. And same thing, you will do it. And the same set of, supposed to be the same law, right? May actually demand that they should kill you. Imbalance, injustice, unjust system. Now everybody go collect. Even this Chinese, who was also demanded for his release, telling his own personal story. India, don't forget the weekend in Abuja, his money and all that.
Garrick Abuja having his mom figure out why money was vanished. FCC's work party arresting him and his friend Seaback. Then we lost the track of VDM's mom for a bit, freaking out her family. The FCC said VDM was doing cyber stalking, but they didn't show the proof or say who complained. Sound fishy, right? Ross knows that they enabled him to shut him up for exposing powerful people. Nigeria Ross said arrest got to be fair and follow laws. But the FCC's arrest of VDM was totally mess and illegal. Here's the how. They didn't tell anyone why. What happened? The FCC dragged VDM and the CPAC away without saying why. His mom was terrified and his family had no clue where he was until the lawyers tracked him to the FCC's jail. Nigeria Constitution, Section 35 says, cops must tell you why you are arrested right away. Yeah, like which you got, they got to let your family know where you are too. The FCC keep quiet, straight up, illegal. Why is so bad? VDM's family was panicked, couldn't get a lawyer fast, and the VDM was stuck with no way to defend himself. Arrest was a hot mess. No clear warrant. The FCC waived the warrant signed by a judge, saying VDM did cyber stalking, but they didn't show it to VDM during the arrest. And when his lawyer asked for the details, they dodged. Not even say who snitched, shady. Also back acting suspicious. VDM's lawyer said he was locked inside the GT bag store for 5 minutes. Then the FCC busted in. Felt like the bag tipped them off. GT bags swear they are innocent, but CCTV show the arrest that happened right there. We ate by it, acting like jokes. The FCC blind forward VDM and the CPAC, combs and robots threatened to shoot and scare VDM's mom, plus some pregnant women and old folks nearby. The FCC Act, Section 7, say arrest needs the proper warrant and the good reason. The Constitution, Section 35, bans random arrest. This scale of arrest make everyone think the FCC can grab everybody. No question asked. And they also lock it up too long. What happened? VDM got nabbed May 2. But by May 4, over 44 hours, the FCC didn't charge him or take him to court. They even tired questioning CPAC without charges. It makes no sense. The Constitution, Section 35 says, you got 24 to 48 hours max before court or release. The FCC hold VDM longer is illegal. It's abusing power. VDM was stuck in a cell, unable to fight back. People think the FCC just fishing for criminals. Right after arrest, the FCC blasted on social media that VDM's a cyber stalking criminal, posting his picture and his name, but no proof. The Constitution, Section 36 says, you are innocent until proved guilty. The FCC is supposed to keep investigation quiet. Calling VDM a criminal before a trial is illegal. Why FCC acting like this? because EFCC trying to silence VDM. VDM got notcher roasting EFCC boss for being useless as exposing back scams. That's pissed off some big shot. Back in February 2025, VDM warned the EFCC was plotting to frame him with a video of him spreading cash, not being here after he checked the GT bag. Too convenient. EFCC use cyber stalking is an excuse to shut up critics, not catch crops. FCC can invest.
You get that? So it does seem there, sort of like a relaying the timeline of what happened and the rest. Obviously, constitutionally, even by the EFCC Act as well, a Chinese was quoting all of that to remind those who were supposed to be acting by law. So this evening, they released him to the Adeyanju. The condition for his bail, we have no idea. And at the same time, the charges why they held him that long, we also have no clue. But I think we do now. Listen to this just 30 seconds clip of his, where he said, you know, watch.
Criminal. How do you put money laundry for best man don't get money? You don't launder your own money now. Who broke you na criminal now? I don't to do charity. They didn't wonder how. They don't know how they use debt to do charity. Anyways, we're outside with my lawyer, of course, and you know what we do. We can never get inside when we have our lawyer by our side. So right now, by strategy, you are going to survive me with at least $3,000 first for the starts.
Is back. Money laundering. So he said, he asked, rhetorically that person when no get money, they launder money. So can we now say the EFCC kidnapped him because they suspect him to be involved in money laundering? We can say that, right? But they are suspecting him for money laundering, but they don't have any evidence that they said they are still doing investigation until the investigation is concluded. Now that is where the conspiracy theorists, the loopholes they found, and they said, well, they only took him to distract everybody from what Sheyi Tinubu did when he beat up the supposed, his name is, okay, let me say his name. His name is Atiku Abubakar Isa, the NAN's president, that was told not to contest against the candidate of Sheyi Tinubu. But he refused to step down. And eventually he got elected. Then the day of his inauguration, Sheyi Tinubu's thugs allegedly invaded the venue, beat everybody up, scattered everything, but they took themselves elsewhere to do the inauguration to confirm him. And according to him, Sheyi Tinubu now invited him to Lagos to have a peace talk. And in that peace talk, he said Sheyi Tinubu offered him 100 million naira, a bribe. That is to let go and let the guy that will do their bidding continue as the new president. Now, when that news broke, a lot of people felt like, Sheda will make it. I mean, are you hearing what we are hearing? Is it true? They said that why is she if nobody interested in Nance? Blah 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 blah. Then the guy came out himself 2 days or so later to tell the story of how he was kidnapped after meeting with Sheyi Tifnumbu, beaten up, and they naked him, took his pictures, and they threatened that they were going to publish all those pictures and videos. He said that unexpectedly. He also said that Sheyi Tifnumbu threatened that they will kill him, all right, and nothing will happen. The police IG will close the case and there will not be any case at all. And if the police IG failed to do that, it will be removed by his father. The guy said all of that. There's still no reaction. Few minutes or few hours after that, they published this image on the right. Exactly what the guy said. They beat him up, stripped him naked, took his pictures, and released him with a threat that if he failed to listen to what he just told him to step away, they will publish these pictures. And the pictures were published. I mean, he didn't beat himself up, took his own picture, tortured himself in that way now. But guess what? While we were at it, it was almost like dying down as well. Because there was no real reaction. I expected reactions from you students. But that one too, because people are already so divided and they have been so abused for so long in an abusive system, right? That rather than question or the police investigate the allegation, because that's an assault with the evidence of bodily harm. Abi, there was no reaction anywhere until DSS kidnapped VDM. And then the FCC took him. And suddenly, everybody who wanted to do something, they were distracted. So now they don't release VERYDARKMAN. Here you get. And maybe you don't know. Not only that, the guy has been living in hiding before now. DSS, they have arrested him now. Yeah, are you not aware? They arrested him yesterday. Now, the DSS they are staging their own crime scene for him. That he is actually the aggressor, he is the criminal. So maybe soon you may see him paraded with guns when he's going to come and confess and say he is the one that attacked Sheyi Tifnumbu. So if everybody felt distracted that time, well, I don't think you should be distracted anymore. So whatever you wanted to do last week, with VERYDARKMAN distracted you, this is the best time. Before the DSS picked the guy up, nearly a week ago, when he came out from the hands of those who abducted him, he told everybody this. There was no reaction.
I was invited to Lagos to meet with Sheyi. I met with Sheyi and the Minister for Youth. The Minister for Youth, when he saw me, he hugged me in Lagos. We talked, and I was to be offered 100 million naira. But the thing is, it's not all about money. There are things which I stand for. You cannot ask me to begin to promote a president who has not done something for me to say he has done it. If he does something good, I will promote him. We will support him as the president and commander-in-chief. But where he is, you cannot say I should keep quiet. I won't do that. That we couldn't settle. And they felt that I'm being stubborn not to accept money and to come to Lagos without accepting money and going back. So they planned my abduction, and on the 15th, I was abducted. Of April, I was abducted, stripped naked, beaten seriously, in collaboration with the MD of NTA. The MD of NTA, I was packaged to NTA to make involuntary statement that I am no longer, that I have renounced my position as NAN's president. I did that to gain my freedom. But immediately I released a press statement that I was forced, it was under duress, and because I was naked, I was beaten. They claimed that they will share the video. That Sheyi told them that they can share the video, nothing will happen. And that even if they kill me, he will order. That was the word Ladoja used. It is Ladoja that is telling me this. That he will instruct, yes, he will instruct the Inspector General of Police to cover it up. And if he doesn't do that, that he will go. So I now asked, even this morning when somebody was telling me that, you know who Sheyi is, I say, yes, Sheyi is an ordinary citizen like myself. He's not occupying any official position. I told them yesterday, I made it clear that even if I'm coming to this hall and I'll be short, I'll still come to this hall. At the end, today, the inauguration is concluded and I'm the non-president. I want Nigerians to know what has happened and that we are not going to give up and that Sheikh can do anything he wants to do. He's already in this hotel. This inauguration wouldn't have held. You can see the organization is not correct. See the way the things was hardly done. Told the MC, quickly start. Don't do no protocol. Do the inauguration as long as though they will be arresting or killing the non-president now, who controls over 40 million Aluta forces. So I want to, for the want of time, I don't want to take much of our time.
That's what he said. Right now, he is cooling off in detention of DSS. Did I say it right? Director Scott, how do you think I can say it that these people were so angry, right? That the VDM distracted them. How can I say it to them that they can actually be angry for the right reason? I don't know. Nan's president is currently in DSS detention and possibly also being tortured. We have been told that he's been made to write a statement that he lied against Sheikh Tifnubu. Baba, when I beat somebody like this, and you arrested him for lying. I mean, you know why they had to do that, right? Because remember when Sheyi said, they keep coming for my father, they keep coming for me, they keep coming for, we have had few people like Olisa, Agba, who came out and said, people should stop targeting Sheyi, like targeting Sheyi. It's like, that's how he put it, targeting. People should stop targeting it, and they should stop targeting the children of blah, 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 blah. So right now, on that order of, here is a guy who came out and said, I beat him. Did you beat him? Nobody asked him. Maybe they asked him, sir, we saw the picture of all this. Yes, I beat him. So, so does that mean that he has to go and tell everybody that I tortured him? Or you did torture him? Yes, now, just for 2-3 days. Because he's a stubborn person. I just want to teach him a lesson. So you beat him with that bulging eye, all those marks on his body, including the, that mark on his back. That one is iron, when they plug hot iron and press hot pressing iron on your back. That's the mark. So they did all of that. You did all of that to him. Yes, now. He's actually very strong. I thought he was going to die, but he didn't die. Now, but just having that, he has to go and tell everybody that I did it. No, he shouldn't have. Said anything. He's attacking me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to create what the conversation would be like for DSS to go ahead and actually pick up the victim, to resume the torture, for him to change his statements in Nigeria. Is that enough to get you angry enough to mobilize millions of yourselves against the injustice that everyone is suffering? Maybe not. I was having a chat with my pal on this, and he said he was having a chat with his own bro, right? And I said, how could the president's son do anything like that? Like, what the heck, man? He said, but it's politics. It is politics. Even look at that guy. Is that one not too old to be a non-president? I said, wait. The issue is that Sheikh Tifnubu's all other thugs to beat up the supposed non-president. And even if he is not a non-president, that should be criminal. Said, well, it's not criminal, Jari, it's all politics. The guy himself, when you see that guy, is that one not too old to be non-president? And I bet some of you probably feel like that too. Others said, he is working for Atiku. So I don't pity him. I don't have so I don't. It's working for Atiku. It's all politics. I was like, what about the physical, bodily, what do you call it, injury that is so physical, like impunity? That's what it does. That is impunity. And any of us can be victim of it. All of us will be the victim of it. All of us. You don't believe? You're already the victim of this injustice system as well. You are. It's just that somehow, you are still having that, when they say, you see, when you see the bigger people, right? So where they have a fat and all of that to be a cushion for them. They said that works so well during cold because you can store warmth and all of that and just keep, that's exactly what the extra layer of some of you's skin have been. The injustice you face every day. You are improvising, you are coping, you are normalizing abnormalities until a particular one that you can't really control happens, and then it will be like the whole world is coming to an end. So you get what I mean? Everybody is suffering it. Everyone. So maybe that will be enough. Maybe not. But we don't need to say we are being distracted anymore now. I don't think any distraction should be enough for people who are determined, right, to actually fight for their own survival. I'm just saying. Now, talking about survival, this time it is going to be about you, the obedient. Handful of you are still very much interested in 2027. Yeah? I mean, just like you have people that are always going to call you names for being naive enough to go and participate in Nigeria election, or you are still going to do it anyway. And you are not so different from the Rattels too, because you strongly believe that the only way of fighting back is to use your number. To some people, they will say you are not using them rightly. But to you, now we are using it rightly. Watch. But you need this political party. Now, a lot of you have possibly now kind of like, gained some experience about how corrupt Nigerian system actually works. You watched the entire system change the rules of the game in the middle of the game. And a lot of you were just wondering like, what? How? So 2027 cooking has begun, and it is better for you to be aware of what you are up against. You need a political party. Some said that you need to go and join the PDP or your Obi. I don't know if you are aware of that, right? Obi go back to PDP, and Obi will be the candidate of PDP. Others are saying that no, Obi can be the candidate of the coalition, and Obi will do 4 years. And then the power will return back to the north. I bet you have read some of these too, right? Yeah, you pick them up here and there where people are trying to drop their own take on this. But in reality, right, you need a political party. Now, we don't know what is still going to happen. But based on what we have right now, we can make some projections. Projection is not prophecy. They are facts, right, that are already happened, and you can piece them together to project where this is headed. A lot of you still very much remember the experience you had with Nnamdi Kanu during the presidential tribunal case, and how they did everything to not only to publicly discredit Obi's case. They went as far as try to sabotage it right from the tribunal. So when they stopped, and the judiciary completed the job for Tifnubu. And everything seemed that, oh yeah, things probably will come back to normal. Then Abure scandal broke. How they actually took advantage of people's innocence, to forgive and ignore the characters in Nigerian political space that they gave all their stuff to these guys. So Abure and his gang, they milk the situation, enrich themselves, and unable to account for the proceeds of supposed money realized during that obedient tsunami. So from that time, a lot of them have been saying that Abure had to go. Remember, the storm, obedient storm that swept through Nigeria, gave them a governor. And I think he gave them kind of like about 6 or 7, I'm not sure the number, 7 or so senators. And they got over 30 House of Representatives members as well, Labour Party, and many other House of Assembly. So their first deal, the first time as well that the Labour Party will be considered as one of the big 3 because of disobedience and Obi. Well, again, as the party attracted so many new guys from all over the place, there were those ones who were like foundational career young politicians who are not aspiring for anything. They have no motivation for anything. Every 4 years, they are just the vehicle, like the SPV, Special Purpose Vehicle Political Party, for politicians who have lost out in the big 2, APC and PDP. So you can go to any of this by paying these sort of like a political jobbers, parading themselves as lifetime leaders of this Labour Party. So challenges started, they started having problems because of the new entrants, which put sort of like pressure on the leadership, the pressure to have a better, modern, kind of another name like that, executive that represents, this wave of new Nigeria is possible movement. So it's about the old guard and the new guard. So this created a bit of a vacuum, enough that Abure had to conduct an election to declare himself re-elected as chairman in an hotel. So that became a legal case that ended up at the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court now ruled that Abure that conducted an election to return himself was wrong. Therefore, that action is void. But in that same judgment, the Supreme Court also said the internal affair of political parties remains the responsibility of the political parties and not that of the courts, which means whatever the political parties, however the political parties feels they want to run their own affairs based on their own constitution, so right, it's their problem, not that of the courts anymore. So this also created confusion. Abure's conducted convention is void by Supreme Court, meaning Abure is not chairman. The same Supreme Court says, however they decide to choose their leadership is not the court's problem. So Abure now said, that means they chose me. We decided to have the convention in an hotel, and we did the convention. That's our way of doing it, and we have chosen ourselves as the leaders. So if Supreme Court says it's our problem, then that judgment doesn't mean that Abure should go. Now in this confusion, Peter Obi, Alex Otti, Nenandi Usman, and others, they took themselves to the INEC with the judgment, CTC, certified true copy of the judgment, say Abure is no longer the chairman, Nenandi is. And let's assume that the INEC took that to recognize Nenandi. Abure continues to parade himself as the chairman. Now, the recent kind of like altercation they had was the one that Oseni interviewed Alex Otti, and they spoke about Labour Party problems and all that. And Alex Otti was like, they have no problems anymore. They are stable. They are this. Abure is gone. all those masturbation in public that Abure is doing, right, is just wasting his time. In response, Abure called Alex Otti, the Lilliputian Swifty Abi dwarf or dwarfies, something like that. But I remember he said the Lilliputian dwarfies. We don't get sense, referring to Alex Otti. Then he also set up a committee, disciplinary committee, to investigate Otti and others, including Nenandi Usman, for gross misconduct. Here are the names of those Abure had lined up for discipline or disciplinary action. Alex Otti, Atiku Njibe, Senator Darlington Nwokocha, Honorable Victor Afam Ogene, Honorable Amobi Oga, Honorable Sheyi Showome. So Julius Abure now said they were going to suspend or dismiss Alex Otti and others who have joined Nenandi Usman to form a faction that wants him gone. So this morning, and so they start suspension bonanza. I've been a suspension galore. Nenandi Usman called what he called, before that, Julius Abure claimed to be acting under a new body called National Executive Council, NEC. In the case between Abure and others at the Supreme Court where he lost, Abure's committee was referred to as National Working Committee, NWC of Labour Party. So since they dissolved that, Abure created another committee called NEC, and he is the chairman. So that's under that NEC arrangement is where he set up the disciplinary committee to investigate Alex Otti, Atiku Njibe, and others. So again, this morning, in response, Nenandi Usman and others who are like Alex Otti faction, Peter Obi's faction, right, who see themselves as the authentic leadership of the party after the Supreme Court judgment, they decided to roll out their own disciplinary committee by suspending Abure first, setting up a committee to investigate him, and a possibility of final dismissal. To Abure and others, Peter Obi and co wanted to hijack his party. The card he is playing, right? In his first response, just before this morning, Julius Abure,
as matured leaders of this party, as those who believe in the growth and development of the country, and as leaders that made them, we made them, without sounding immodest, we made Governor Alex Otti, made him governor, supported him, made sacrifices to him, refused bribe, refused offers that made him governor. And so today he was again on Arise Television and deliberately tried to misinform members of the public in respect of the Supreme Court's decision. My major worry was his foul language when he said that we are masturbating. The Supreme Court have sacked us and that he's laughing at us because we are still holding on to the leadership and masturbating in the party. And I felt that he's not the only one who can use gutter language. And I want to reply him as follows. Number one, Dwarfi and Lilliputian men used to be men of great ideas. It is Alex Otti that I will see, who is not only dwarfy in appearance, but also dwarfy in knowledge. The Supreme Court decision was clear, crystal clear, that issues of leadership are a domestic affairs of the party. It is unambiguous. It is clear. And when the Supreme Court said it's a domestic affairs of the party, what does it mean? Even a layman who didn't go to school will know that the constitution of the party will be supreme. And the constitution of the party have created organs who has the mandate, who has the powers to dictate the affairs of the party. And rightly so, the Supreme Court said every matter that has to do with leadership and internal affairs and the domestic affairs of the party. And the party organs spoke loud and clear on the 27th of March 2024 at Nnewi, where a national convention was held that brought in the leadership of the party. And therefore, for him to again be on national television today after they have moved themselves like crickets to INEC office, and I'm sure the media saw it, where a governor belittled himself, carried the CTC, because we've not seen governors before, because INEC have not seen governor, or because he think he can intimidate INEC and harass them by going to INEC to submit a CTC of a court judgment. They jumped, carried it like cricket and went to INEC. INEC is a civilized organization. INEC is an organization that believes in the rule of law, that is guided by rules and regulations. And I want to say clearly that Otti is not a good representation of our party, Labour Party. We went to the street in 2023 to tell Nigerians that Labour Party are going to produce leaders that will be different. We told Nigerians that a new Nigeria is possible. And that was why Nigerians followed the party. And today, what are we getting? We are seeing the typical politicians that are there, who will treat party constitution with ignominy. If you cannot obey your party constitution, is it when you are the president of Nigeria or when you are a governor that you will not treat the constitution of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, and so on with impunity? If because you are governor, you can sit in Abure and say you have dissolved national executive, state executive, ward executive, local government unit executive, even PDP, their most powerful days with all the governors, have never behaved with such an impunity. As matured.
That was 2 days ago, I think. So this morning, again, is the morning of suspension bonanza. Because when Nnamdi and others acting based on the Supreme Court judgment as the authentic leaders of Labour Party, so they called an emergency meeting in response to that statement or that press sort of a briefing by Abure, where they set up their own disciplinary committee as well. So Abure was suspended. Okay. Then he's got 48 hours to defend himself for all he's been doing, like impersonating the party chairman, herself, Nenandi. Abure group released a statement by suspending, like you hear that, suspending Iretike Dibeo, Nenandi Usman, but they haven't suspended Peter Obi and Alex Otti. They've suspended Alex Otti now. So, Labour Party, Peter Obi's party, Abi Obedience Party, right now, they have said it clearly that they are not going to participate in any coalition. So more will take them out. So this is where they want to face Tifnumbu. What do you think? What's going to happen? Don't worry. We'll come back to that. First, Nenandi and their own group on Abure.
Kaduna State. I also based in Warrior Council in FCT. When the issue of Nenandi Usman is not a member of Labour Party came up, because of my passion and because I'm also from Kagarko local government, I went back to the local government and meet with the ward chairman, Isa, as he mentioned. That's why I said, when she was saying, I said, witness number one. She is an authentic member of the Labour Party. Thank you.
Article 19 of the Labour Party Constitution 1999 as amended, and in response to grave allegations bordering on corruption, financial misappropriation, and anti-party activities leveled against the erstwhile national chairman, Barrister Julius Abure, the leadership of the party hereby constitutes a disciplinary committee to thoroughly investigate the said matters and recommend appropriate disciplinary measures. The composition. Number 1, Senator Ireti Kingibe, the chairman. 2, High Chief Peter Ame, secretary, member. Honorable Okejo Onuaka Lucy, member. Ibrahim Abdul Karim, member. Mrs. Maria Lebeke, who was a one-time acting chairman, national chairman of the Labour Party, is also a member. Terms of reference. The committee is of transparency, accountability, discipline, and internal democracy. As a party, our journey has been marked by both progress and challenges. Today, we are compelled to speak out, not in anger, but in responsibility. We commend the Nigerian judiciary and welcome the recent Supreme Court judgment that removed Barrister Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party. We honor our dedicated members nationwide who have remained steadfast despite the turbulence. Yet, we must confront with courage and clarity the divisive actions and manipulative tactics of Barrister Abure and his associates. They are actions that threaten the unity, integrity, and public image of our party. In light of Mr. Abure's continued impersonation and misrepresentation of the office of the national chairman, the National Executive Council, NEC, in session, has reached a hard but necessary decision. We can no longer stand by while the values we hold dear, transparency, discipline, and democratic accountability, are undermined from within. This press conference is convened to address the growing concern over the misconduct and internal rascality plaguing our party. At a time when Nigerians are yearning for credible leadership and they see the Labour Party as a beacon of hope, it is regrettable that we must battle internal sabotage from those who should know better. Let me be clear. When others descend into rascality, we must rise with discipline. when they go low, we go high. Because our party must reflect the Nigeria we want to build. It has become evident that Mr. Abure does not have the best interests of the Labour Party at heart. Rather than unify the party, he undermines it. Rather than attract credible Nigerians to come and join, he alienates them. Instead of advancing our collective vision, he pursues narrow personal ambitions. Most painfully, he targets those who have brought credibility and national visibility to our party. His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and Governor Alex Otti. They represent the aspirations of a new Nigeria. Governor Otti stands out today as one of the most effective and respected governors in the country. These men have sacrificed not for personal gain, but to give the Labour Party and Nigeria a real shot at transformation. What they demand is simple: a party that is transparent, democratic, and accountable. Instead of embracing this vision, Mr. Abure chooses confrontation and chaos. We say today, this must stop. For the sake of the Labour Party, for the sake of democracy, and for the sake of Nigeria's future. After a careful and comprehensive review of the Supreme Court judgment delivered on Friday, April 4th, 2025, the National Executive Council, NEC, is deeply concerned by the subsequent actions of Barrister Julius Abure, particularly his continued impersonation of the esteemed office of the National Chairman of the Labour Party. These actions have not only violated the spirit and letter of the law, but have also brought the image and integrity of our great party into disrepute. In the exercise of its constitutional mandate and in strict accordance with the disciplinary provisions of the Labour Party Constitution 2019 as amended, the NEC in session hereby announces the commencement of disciplinary actions against Mr. Abure. These actions have started with the constitution of a special investigative committee to review the actions of Mr. Abure as it affects the image and integrity of the party. In line with due process and the party constitution, NEC gives Mr. Abure 48 hours notice to show why disciplinary actions should not be taken against him for his numerous acts of gross misconduct against the party. The formal notice of disciplinary action will be sent to the last known address of Mr. Julius Abure. Mr. Abure is hereby warned to desist from parading himself as the national chairman of the Labour Party or impersonating the office in any form. The apex court of the land has clearly and finally nullified his claim to leadership, and his tenure has long expired by the passage of time. His continuing acts of reckless denigration of party leadership and open war against the party is unwarranted. Rather than drag the image of the party further into disrepute, Mr. Abure is advised to deploy his time and attention to addressing the numerous allegations of corruption, forgery, perjury, and criminal conspiracies pending against him. The neck of the...
She is right. The reason why some believe Abure is compromised is because there is evidence, or there are evidence of his corruption. In Edo State, he was accused, this was last year, when Labour Party was to choose their governorship candidates. So he was accused by his own fellow Labour Party leadership of collecting bribe from one of the aspirants, which also led to his arrest. I don't know if some of you remember, in February 2024 in Benin.
Okay.
No, not be now.
So this was Abure at that time. And Abure, as you must know, is currently standing trial for financial crime. And they are also charging him for terrorism too. You know, they said Abure used the money he took from Labour Party to go and fund Boko Haram. Because he kept transferring money from the party account to this person's account, to his wife's account, back to himself. And all of this, like, it's everywhere. See, these guys, they are just like rats. Feeding, you know, they are feeding on whatever little crumbs that falls on their laps during election time. Every 4 years, they have no ambition. They don't want to have governor. They don't want to have anything. This is what they are waiting that they chop with this. So anytime anybody who they grab, they will eat you to bone because they know you are going to lose. But before you lose, you have to take care of the leadership. This is what they feed on until you, the obedient, came and you just turned their own scam business. You just turned it into a real business that they have to be accountable. They have, they now have responsibility, people they are responsible to. This is not their nature. You know, an average obedient to say they don't give a damn about the Labour Party. Peter Obi is their own political party. But again, right, in reality, you need a political party. Just remember that, right? I'm going to leave Labour for now and quickly touch on the updates on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's ongoing retrial. So this morning, making it day 2 of the renewed or retrial of the IPOB leader, indigenous people of Biafra's leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, I don't need to give you too much background anymore, right? But I can give you a bit of, summary of where they were yesterday. So yesterday they called a witness that, the prosecution team said received a particular letter from the Attorney General, which was Malamu, the Attorney General of Nigeria then under Bukwari. What was the content of the letter? So they had to adjourn till today so that the defense team would have a copy of that letter. And at the same time, it was also the period to present what they called their evidence. Baba, they presented audios of audios they could. That means audios they cut off from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcasts in the past with different titles, that they had to actually play the audio in court. And all these audios have now been kept in custody. They have now been kept as exhibits or evidence in their charm trial. So this evening, I'm going to take you through that in the next maybe 10, 15 minutes, possibly, while we also adjourn till tomorrow and see what happens tomorrow, right? So this morning, when Mazi arrived at the court, And from the inside the courtroom, where this transcription actually took place. So it was the cross-examination of the prosecution with witness. You can call him PW2, the second one, I believe, or BBB. So that's what the defendant team called that witness, PW2. Right. So the witness was called in behind the enclosed dock that's just behind the screen. Right. So they said a letter from the former Attorney General of Nigeria, Malamu, has been shown to the witness, which he confirmed as a certified true copy. Subsequently, the letter thereby has been admitted as an exhibit by the judge. So the content of the letter probably will be reviewed later, all right? But it's not part of this transcription, okay? So the witness, I think this is where we're going to get to see the content of the letter, by the way. So yeah, reading the former Attorney General's letter to the DSS to arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The letter includes accusations of incitement. Mr. Kanu, in a related broadcast, asked IPOB hoodlums to lay the attack. This was the witness reading out the content of the supposed letter from Malamu to DSS. He is a DSS witness, by the way. So he said, in the letter, he said, Mr. Kanu, in a related broadcast, asked IPOB hoodlums to lay the attack on security personnel. Police stations were attacked, instigation of cybercrime, etc. So the prosecution then asked this witness that you obtained the defendant's recorded and written statements with a question mark. And the witness said, he was offered the statement but declined to sign it. Again, the witness stated that he himself signed the statement. And the prosecution requested that the witness read the statement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this text, referred to as MNK. So the prosecution faced the witness. A witness, in your evidence, you stated that you took a statement before Nnamdi Kanu and his counsel. Is that correct? The witness, yes, my lord. Then the prosecution submitted the flash drive containing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast to the court. Okay, so flash drives in PWH1 and PWH2 are black and red, respectively, and marked as exhibits. Now let's go to that transcript. So, however, the flash after coming on and off is playing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast alleged to be inciting. The courts are listening to the audio voice through intermittent breakage. Though intermittent breakage occurs. The 4-minute audio clip being heard before court apparently was obtained from a broadcast made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu concerning the defense of Biafra land as the governors and politicians have failed our people. So, from the content of the audio now. So it said the transcription of the audio clip heard in court as evidence, quoting every word now, says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, speaking from the audio, right, said, speaks about the shedding of the blood of innocent Biafrans, the same way they killed our people in Obigbo, Delta, and other states, that we, IPOB, must stop them. Nnamdi Kanu, invaders came from Niger, Chad, and other African countries to kill our people. Nnamdi Kanu, Fulani's incursions in our land can never work. Nnamdi Kanu, they have managed to fragment and divide our people, and IPOB must defend our lands until the Fulani terrorist presence is eliminated. Nnamdi Kanu, governors came to do the biddings of the caliphate. Nnamdi Kanu, any police officer who supports the killing of a Biafran will be held accountable for it. Nnamdi Kanu, in that same audio being played in court, said, the land of Biafra is under occupation. Nnamdi Kanu, ESN is here to bring to an end of these Fulani killings. Therefore, ESN must protect our people. Kidnapping, killings, and destruction must end. Nnamdi Kanu, it is very disheartening and discouraging that the international community has done nothing which hurts and undermines the sincerity of our people. Nnamdi Kanu, in the fullness of time, our people will appreciate our collective resolve. Nnamdi Kanu, one day, weeping must end in our land. Nnamdi Kanu, self-defense is constitutional. Nnamdi Kanu, referendum is not a crime. Nnamdi Kanu, anywhere you kill a Biafran, you will be killed. Nnamdi Kanu, the Fulanis are killing us because they have killed enough people and no one has retaliated against them. MNK, ESN is a vigilante group and not the army of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu, I am not dividing Nigeria. That will be done through a referendum. Nnamdi Kanu, our mothers must return to their farms free of terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu, recounts the killings in Zamfara, Benue, Anambra, Abia, Rivers, Borno, Enugu, and other indigenous population states as perpetuated by Fulani terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra will be restored in our time, not through ESN, but through referendum. Nnamdi Kanu, anywhere you attack our mothers, we will attack you. Nnamdi Kanu, we don't want war, but don't kill us. Nnamdi Kanu, gives vote of thanks to the listeners. The audio broadcast comes to an end, and this was presented then by the FWP International as the source. Then they continued the cross-examination. Oh, hang on. I think they brought another clip, by the way. Another cross-examination of witness BBB and today's conclusion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial. So the prosecution, who did you see in that video? Witness, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB leader, and ESN. So next, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast is being played in court, another broadcast. So the second audio broadcast plays. Nnamdi Kanu speaks about the protest happening in Lagos. MNK. They are killing us right now as we protest in Lagos. MNK. Kill them if they kill you. Nnamdi Kanu. Police are killing us and the Ilasamaja police station has been burned down. Nnamdi Kanu. They created anarchy and we won't let them. Nnamdi Kanu. Ambush them where you can. Nnamdi Kanu, we are at Obigbo Express. Protest now, a caller said. Second audio clip continues. Nnamdi Kanu, can you hear the caller on the line? Caller, I am calling from Ikeja and Allen Avenue is blocked. There is no attack. Nnamdi Kanu, the security agents are killing in Elenanwa, Waterline, and other places. Nnamdi Kanu, I have no need for anything in life. I was born so that Biafra may come and freedom for the Middle Belt for everyone. Nnamdi Kanu, yes, go on. So caller from Aba, they are coming to kill us with impunity and they are killing us right now. Nnamdi Kanu, anything you have as a weapon, use it and kill them. Attack them. This evil must stop. Another Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast being slotted into play. Third audio. So Nnamdi Kanu, a minute silence for those who were killed to protect our land. We will remain internally grateful to them for defending us. Nnamdi Kanu, a large number of Biafrans were slaughtered while the world turned a blind eye. Nnamdi Kanu, we shall honor those who have passed away defending us. Nnamdi Kanu, we shall remember our heroes. Nnamdi Kanu, Britain supplied the Fulanis with the weapons to kill us, even though they brought Christianity to us. Nnamdi Kanu, praying for the fallen heroes and heroines. Nnamdi Kanu, in that same audio broadcast, said, tomorrow, May 30th, we must honor them. There must be complete lockdown, peace, and calm, because the day is critical in our lives. IPOB is a peaceful movement. Our enemies are planning to start a roadside massacre against us. Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra must be in lock and keys as we remember the fallen heroes and heroines. Nnamdi Kanu, a complete lockdown, so the enemy won't have any excuse to kill us and blame us. Nnamdi Kanu, Fulanis will do anything to provoke our people. Tomorrow morning should be peaceful. Then the fourth hard drive, apparently containing another audio clip extracted from broadcast of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is slotted in. This is the fifth audio. Nnamdi Kanu, every Hausa land is occupied by Fulani. Nnamdi Kanu, many years ago, they were Hausa Fulani, and now they're proudly saying they are Fulani. Nnamdi Kanu, everybody knows that Nigeria is finished. Nnamdi Kanu, can you imagine Fulani telling you, Yoruba, if you remove Fulanis from your forest, we will destroy you? Nnamdi Kanu, bandits have never been condemned or proscribed. Nnamdi Kanu, Yorubas are quiet because of 2023 elections. Nnamdi Kanu, I told the Yorubas to wake up and confront the bandits. Nnamdi Kanu, the longer you remain in one Nigeria, the more they will destroy you. Nnamdi Kanu, what are Fulanis doing in our forests? They say they are pastoralists. Nnamdi Kanu, everyone who lives in the north rents a house rather than living in the forest like the Fulanis. Nnamdi Kanu, the others take your lands, rape your wives. All you do is complain and do nothing. Nnamdi Kanu, there is nothing more precious than freedom. Nnamdi Kanu, Opu Zodima gave our land to the Fulanis. That was the end of the clips playing, the audios. So the prosecution said, can you see and confirm the document containing the prescription order of the IPOB movement? Witness, yes. So the defense interjects. This prescription was done through ex parte without the presence of an IPOB lawyer. Judge adjourns the court proceeding to tomorrow, 8th May 2025 for continuing of hearing. So now everything continues tomorrow. So according to Omotosho, the judge that is now in charge, Omotosho said he wants this whole thing, this whole trial to be wrapped up as soon as possible. So tomorrow will be the last time for the prosecution and their fake witnesses, right? Trying to build a case on nothing. The same evidence they said they presented and got thrown out by the trial judge is what they are representing now. So tomorrow is another day. We shall continue. You can bank on me. I can always come back here to give you the breakdown of the whole thing.
Oh, you do I call. Oh, Mary, oh, Nindizu, oh,
Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi bu onye du aimo. O Mary wone nizu mbiro ya. Abakare Mamanda Mura Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi.
So all these security warnings given to us, even quoted in that transcription, right? All these security warnings given to us by Nnamdi Kanu, they've all come to pass. Look at us today. See how we are living now. See our lives now. The criminals, right, that decided to sort of like criminalize their self-determination, right? These criminals who kept Nnamdi Kanu away, accused him of trying to incite you or incite anyone to go after those who are coming after them. These criminals today are unable to protect us. They have gotten to a stage where they are telling us to get used. We should get used to, you know, accommodating our killers, the Fulani terrorists. Today, they are building Ruga for them. Nnamdi Kanu warned us repeatedly, like he did. Hate him or like him, he warned. He become, I mean, it's more or less like our own modern Nostradamus. It was very clear. It's not, you know, it's easier when you can put together happenings now. You can do projection. He saw it all then, and many thought he was just inciting them. Meanwhile, it was good that he was inciting you if he was. Inciting you to stand up to what will later come after your lives. Now that stage he was warning us of. We are there now. The Nigerian Senate, House of Reps, they were busy today discussing de-escalating, increasing the state of insecurity in Nigeria, claiming lives, land, including those who are occupying the lands of those they have either killed or chased to the IDP camp, their homes occupied by these murderers, and nothing is happening. They are acting surprised or concerned. This was today. Brethren, please listen.
To the Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Air Staff, where is our Tucano? Where is our Tucano aircrafts? Fighter jets. And you also recall, this Tucano was purchased by no less than $1 billion borrowed. And the answer given to the parliament by the Chief of Air Staff was, Tucano is in our domain, but we can no longer use Tucano because they have signed a contract which limited the operations of this Tucano. If you know ab initio that this Tucano has limitations, inhibition for usage, why in the first instance did you buy them? How much did you buy them? Who ordered the contract? Who did the procurement? Where are the Tucanos physically? Mr. President, we cannot. By having a divided.
You see, sir, you are protected.
Thank you, sir. Mr. President, this issue of security is troubling, and day in, day out, we are losing our servicemen to this insurgent. day in, day out, all across this country. It is not one state or that, it is almost all the 36 states of the Federation. And I'm not going to stand up and claim that the president is doing his best. The only time that we can say the president is doing his best is when we interrogate the implementation of the 2023 appropriation, the implementation of the 2024 appropriation as it pertains to security. You recall, Mr. President, the National Security Advisor was invited last year, and he came forward and told us point blank that not enough appropriation was released to the security apparatus. We are here in the very comfortable confines of Abuja, but I can tell you in a very short time, I'm not a pessimist, in a very short time, if care is not taken, these bandits that are running towns and villages in Benue, in Zamfara, in Sokoto, in Kebbi, are gradually moving into the close neighborhood of this city. Today, Mr. President, I can confirm to you authoritatively that you can no longer go to Kwali, go to Kubwa, and these suburbs beyond 9 to 10 o'clock in the evening because of fear of being taken away. And therefore, consequently, it is important, Mr. President, to acknowledge if we continue to keep on doing things without result and keep on doing them, we are not only deceiving ourselves, we are deceiving the people that sent us here to represent them. I am not sure whether the solutions has to do with creating a summit. First,
you follow? Nigerian criminal politicians, they will create problems. Then they will now volunteer to fix the problem. So in their pretentious way of fixing the problem, they will now create more problems. So which means you are going to need them more to solve more problems. If they should solve all the problems, there will be no more problems to solve. Unfortunately, these ones are not interested in fixing anything. As much as they pretend to want to, they will rather create more and more problems. So they are proposing security summits. Security summit. So everybody will now come together to bring ideas on how to defend ourselves or protect ourselves from terrorists that they are grading land for in Plateau State right now. Billions of naira will be expended to build a Ruga for terrorists in Plateau State. And then they can use that as a template and say, maybe you see that we don't build one for Plateau State now, eh? So we have to build one here too if you want peace. But you have no right to defend yourself. If you try it, you will be considered as the aggressor. The ideal thing is that if terrorists come to your community, just pray that they don't kill you, that you survive. All right? Because if they kill you, now same. Same money. You are just a statistic, a number. You shouldn't be, of course you shouldn't, but that's how they treat you. That is how they treat every one of you. It is already happening, right? They will be discussing numbers, like they are discussing, you can't even discuss animals like that, right? 45 people killed in Borno. Abba, fake news. Eh? Now only 44 people. 44 people. I don't understand why you people would like to exaggerate. Eh? Now 44 people, they say that. Why will you say 45? And I'm like, okay, 44. Let us report the news as it is. Alaye ewa. Any cool, sir. So 44, let's say it's okay, all right. 44 human beings. So, like, what do you think about the 44? I just don't like anybody to be sending wrong information. Now only 44 people die. When you said 45, I was like, no. Don't let us cause trouble in this country. Okay? Let us say things as they are. So the 44, you don't really care per se. Not that you care, but you just don't want people to say now 45. Because whether now 45, whether now 44, you don't care. Since none of your family member is you know what I mean? Like, you have to deal with people like that too, right? See, how more 23 people killed in Zamfara. Now only 21. 21. You these people shall want to destroy this country. You just want to destroy this country. Now only 21 people die. Now only 21. They're not saying that 23. You're saying just 21 people will get killed. Are they not enough to trigger people to say, Abba, now only for Nigeria. Even people who are living abroad, you are living abroad. You are reading the news every day. They will say, some immigrant stabbed tourists in Spain. In France, they are doing riots, they don't kill 2 people. And the riot is now getting even like hotter and hotter. Everybody go to change their flag. In America, you will even see them in America, in Europe. I stand with France. I stand with this. I stand with that. People hardly do that anymore. Anyway. Or you know what I'm talking about. But the same people, they will read the news. They will see 4 soldiers slaughtered in Borno, 21 others killed by Boko Haram roadside bomb, killed 32 people in Borno. I don't know more about them. The Shezoro Borno Ijari. They see we come from Nigeria. That is always standing with France. I stand with. They are always standing with something. They are now strolling. Say, 45 people killed in a year. See, man, you see all this Boko Haram, man. Okay, Davido in Atlanta. Oshe, Obio. Oshe, London. Atlanta, Obio. He's forgotten that above that Obio, 46 people killed in Zamfara. No concern. Many of you are guilty of that. I'm just saying it to your faces right now so that you can understand the kind of mess that contraption is in. Let everybody pretend. Listen to this one too. It's also a lawmaker.
20 months, we have lost almost 520 service chiefs, all servicemen, all across our armed forces. For how long can we continue to lose them? And the thousands of people, thousands of Nigerians that have been kidnapped on a daily basis. It is no longer any issue. People come to house and they will just kidnap you. And when you pay, they release you. And nothing has ever happened because the security servicemen are incapacitated. They are handicapped. Finally, last week on my way out of Lagos, I met someone who told me there is a possible invasion of Mahmudawa, a security outfit, all the way from Mauritania, and they are getting into Kwara and Oyo, and they are beginning to settle down there. Today, sir, the entire suburbs of this city called FCT is surrounded by illegal miners. And you remember what put Zamfara at the core terrorist streaking area is is mining. The entire gap between Abuja and Lokoja has been taken over by illegal mining. And they do it openly, clearly openly, and nobody questions them. And people are busy buying plots between here and Kuje and Lokoja just because we were told there are mineral deposits there, and therefore the business has opened. And when you open that kind of business, make no doubt about that, the entire populace of this city is at risk. I shall submit, Mr. President.
Distinguished colleagues, if you notice, the issue is whether or not we should have a security summit or a security retreat.
And I want to say just two things. Number one, do we want to really be true to ourselves? And do we really want to be true to our calling here as senators? And the reason why I ask that is very simple, Mr. President. I have been here for a very long time. And for each session I've been here, we have had security summits. Each session. In fact, the last one, we were part of setting it up, and then we did everything. At the end of the day, nothing came out of it. So, there is no one of us here who does not know what is going on in his area. Do we want to be true and fair and say the truth about what is happening in this country? If we want to be true to ourselves, then we can go ahead with a summit, then we can deal with this matter. But if we're just going to stand up here to now make statements so that people will see us on television, then I want to profound, Mr. President, that we will just end up doing exactly what we have been doing, make statements, and nothing will come out of it. I so submit.
It's my name. I represent KB Central. Mr. President, there is nothing we have not discussed here in this Senate, particularly the 8th Senate and the 9th Senate, where we had security summit. In fact, if I could recall vividly, we had 3 security summits in this Senate, and we made very far-reaching recommendations to the executive branch. And those recommendations, unfortunately, were not implemented. Mr. President, what we need is not security summit. We need to discuss with the service chiefs here in this chamber, one by one. With facts. We engage them into serious discussions.
Serious discussions. We have to have serious discussions. Discussion call. Discussants in it. Let's take a minute, by the way, if you are watching on YouTube. All right, take a moment. So leave the comment section for a moment. Okay, go and like the broadcast. I don't know how many of us who have. Okay, I think we are just around the 500 of us who have actually liked it. But we are more than that, you know. So please take your time and like the broadcast. So I want to present you 2 options. I still have a lot I need to share, which is going to be above my own time slot. Do you want me to finish everything and we can take calls another time? You just want me to hang it now and take calls? What will be your answer?
So this one. Ha! I will not you to. Help me! 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 If they carry me, they go where I don't know. Help me! Help me! So this one. Ha! I will not you to. Help me! 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 If they carry me, they go where I don't know. Help me! Help me! So this one. Ha! I will not you to. Help me! 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 If they carry me, they go where I don't know. Help me! Help me!
Right. So the first 3 comments says we should finish. We can take calls another time, yeah? Because what I have here, you know, can still probably last for another 40 minutes. The one on the insecurity I'm sharing with you, it's not just the Senate that deliberated on the issue of the insecurity. All talks, politicians, all talks, no actions. You don't need security summit. You need, for the sake of the moment, the importance of the moment, what you need is to at least change your law and let the people harm themselves, defend themselves. That alone will reduce the insecurity in Nigeria by 50%, especially the terrorism. Yeah. It can be abused, I understand. But come on. There are people who actually need to defend themselves. So all these guys can be given the chance to, arm themselves, protect their own loved ones, protect their own communities, and at the same time help your already overstretched military, what do you call them, the security agents you have in Nigeria. That would be my own opinion. But maybe you should hear these ones. They need a summit where they can budget billions, hundreds of billions, that will pay tens and hundreds of millions into the private pocket of the same guys.
What is before us here now is whether we should convoke the National Security Summit. Mr. President, if you ask me, I will say the answer is yes. Because, Mr. President, security is everybody's business. And these security challenges occur in various parts of Nigeria in various dimensions. It has become increasingly compelling, therefore, Mr. President, that in providing security solutions to our security challenges, there is no one-size-fits-all. And so, every day you read in the social media, senators are held responsible for insecurity in their various domains. Some out of lack of understanding, some out of mischief. Governors are held responsible, Mr. President is held responsible, yet every day we find activities within the Senate here challenging the challenges of insecurity. And so, Mr. President, that we have provided solutions in the past and they have not worked or they have not been implemented will not stop us from providing solutions. On several occasions in this Senate, in the 9th and 10th, solutions have been profiled, resolutions have been passed here on the need to rejig our security architecture. And so, now that we are confronted with this hydra-headed insecurity, because in my constituency, Mr. President, almost every day, almost on a daily basis, buses are seized, drivers are killed, especially in Otupo, and passengers are abducted, or they walk into somebody's house, retired immigration officer's house, and kill him. So now, it's becoming very scary that even in your homes, within my constituency now, by 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you must lock up your place. And so, sir, I think that now that we have attempted various forms in terms of solutions, and they have not given the desired results, there is nothing that stops us from continuing to explore all means of bringing this insecurity to a halt. And I think that a conference, a summit, where all Nigerians that have interest, all Nigerians that know how, will come and offer their own expertise and knowledge, will be an appropriate thing for this Senate to do now, at least for the image of the Senate. Let us do what we are expected to do. Convoke a summit, profile solutions, give these solutions to the executive by way of resolution of the Senate, and then ensure by the executive. I think that way we will be moving towards finding solution to the problems of insecurity in our country. Thank you, Mr. President.
So, is there a reason I want to thank you for allowing God to touch your eyes to see me? Because if there's anybody in these hallowed chambers that is badly affected by the security challenge this country is going through, I think I am the one. That is why I co-sponsored this motion. Your Excellency, sir, I come from a local government area that has 15 council wards. As I speak to you, all the 13 council wards have been overrun by banditry. And the new style now is that they are no longer posting flags. They take over your land, occupy your compound. They are no longer destroying schools, no longer destroying markets. They are living inside those facilities. As I talk to you, I am not even sure the president is aware of the enormity of the problem confronting Benue State and other states in the north central Nigeria in particular. So, sir, this is a very serious matter. Time was when these people were hosting flags to establish themselves openly for the federal government to know that there was a challenge. They have now changed tactics. They have taken over most of the states in the north central. And their peers among leaders of these sub-national units, they're not talking, either for fear of being accused of not fighting hard or for whatever purpose. So this security summit is very essential. It's very, very essential. So that we will speak. I want to associate myself with the submission made by Senator Abure that as a Senate, let us come out and tell the world that this is our own position. Let us make recommendations. If there is failure on the part of any other organ of government, let the failure be established on that part of the government. But as a Senate, we owe our people a duty to speak out, to recommend solutions, and then allow the executive to implement or not, so that we will not be completely condemned alongside with any other person who is supposed to play their own rules. So I wholeheartedly submit that there is need for the national summit to take place, and the Senate should drive it. That is our job as the representatives of the people. We should be seen and not just talking, but doing the needful. So I support the convocation of National Summit. Thank you, sir. What is
again bringing it to bringing it to fore to make it look like they are doing something? Because the real people that are supposed to do something, they are the compromised ones. These ones are just rubber stamp. Because you know something, the way Nigeria is right now, if indeed these ones are, they care about their own people with what is going on, they would have initiated an impeachment move against a call. But they can't. They won't. They won't, not that they can't. But let's pretend that we are doing something. We had another guy in the House of Representatives claiming that he is also the most affected by this insurgency. Well, he's getting paid like that guy. Those guys that spoke earlier in the Senate, those guys goes home every month with 55 million naira. I hope you know that. And it is legit. Yeah, the whole package that individual person takes home is 55 million naira, every one of them. Yeah, inflation has affected it as well. You know what I mean? That is why Oji Kalu, the ex-convict, claimed the money is not really enough. It may sound big, but it's not enough, according to him. But their junior colleagues that takes home nearly 40 million naira every month, it's also from the troubled area. Did you hear the one that said his own community, in one of the local governments in his area, that has 15 wards, 13 of those wards, communities, villages, and all that have been overrun by this terrorist. He doesn't even go there himself anymore, I bet. Like, he won't go there. It's a risk. But he's telling the Senate to do something when the Senate is just a rubber stamp. You know that? They are just rubber stamp for Tifnubu. Oh, bring in the chief, the service chiefs. Really? So those ones can now come and tell you that how much they are working so hard. damn it. Well, listen to this other clown from the House of Representatives on the same matter.
Allow you to speak. We only take one more. And I think since you are from Borno, let's allow you the person. Doctor? But you're from the same state. I'm not sure you're going to speak on the same subject matter.
Mr. Speaker,
Go ahead.
I represent the extremely displaced and highly victimized constituency of Chibok, Dambua, and Goza. Mr. Speaker, honorable members on record, including the 82 not yet recovered Chibok girls. Mr. Speaker, I'm talking as a victim of the recent resurgence of an insurgence of Boko Haram. I was in my constituency on Saturday to sympathize, to condole with the people that lost their lives as a result of this sporadic, uninterrupted attacks in my constituency. In Pulka constituency, part of my constituency, 10 peasant farmers who went out to scavenge for what we call firewood. Peasant farmers were slaughtered by Boko Haram members, and 5 are still at large and 3 are critically ill in the hospital. In Chibok, 14 peasant farmers were attacked in their community. In less than a blink of an eye, they reduced 14 people to 9. As they are running, these people are running with their brand new motorcycles, using brand new AK-47s to kill people while they are running for their own lives. In Isge, I lost 2 military men, a captain and a senior officer, as a result of Boko Haram insurgents. In Cameroon, I lost 2 men and 1 military officer as a result of Boko Haram insurgents. In Wajiroko, I lost so many constituents. We lost so many constituents because Boko Haram is using armed drones. Let it be on record. They are using armed drones, weaponized drones, which the Nigerian army is not using. In other words, they are more sophisticated and advanced than the Nigerian army. Lastly, I lost people in Wajiroko. We lost people in Wajiroko as a result of Boko Haram insurgents. This is the few I can give you, just a tip of an iceberg as far as my constituency is concerned. I observe one thing. Boko Haram is fast coming back, worse than what we had in the past. Take it or leave it. Boko Haram, ISWAP, or whatever name you call them, they are coming back. Let us do something serious in order not to go back to our days when 22 local governments out of 27 local governments of Borno were occupied by Boko Haram. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we should be complacent. Rome used to be the greatest empire on the world, but it was destroyed by the complacency of the Romans because of their inability to take things serious to deal with their enemies. So as I'm speaking to you, personnel, there are no Nigerian army personnel. They don't have enough personnel to face these boys. That is the truth. They are committed. They are very strong in their own stand, but unfortunately they don't have enough personnel and equipment to face the Boko Haram. I have seen it. Nobody reported it to me because I went to my constituency on Saturday and...
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. I am mumu too much. You be mumu.
You think say they wise?
Nigeria is not for you. And that is not just an ordinary statement. It is prophetic. You just need your mind intact to process it and understand what it means. We all know that we are all trapped in this contraption. We do not have any alternative that we can say, oh, this is our alternative. So some of us have created in our mind the kind of a country that we want to exist and call our own. So we tell you that they are Biafrans, even though they are still trapped in this contraption called Nigeria. Until that time, the only way they can put themselves and keep themselves in a better place is to say there is a better place, and that place is Biafra. There is going to be a better place. That place is Yoruba nation. Or there will be a better place to some. That will be when the establishment collapses and people actually decide if they still want to be part of this contraption or they don't. Well, you heard him. He's from the real deal in the northeast of Nigeria, Borno. There are evidence of the recent powerful attacks of these supposed decimated Boko Haram fighters. So he said they seem to be coming back. New bikes, new guns, new this, new that. They have been regrouping for a while. What about Tifnubu? Is he even aware? The last time he was in Katsina, he told the military there to do everything within their power to recover the lands that have been occupied now by terrorists. How many of you know? Okay, maybe there are some of you who do know. Oluwo knows, because Oluwo is a veteran here, right? So, that some part of Nigeria are not under Nigeria anymore. Okay, I'll keep reminding you. From Kwara State to Oyo State to Kirby, from Kirby straight to Niger State. Niger State in the Middle Belt to Plateau State, to Benue State, to Taraba, to Yobe, and on when you keep going to the Midwest. Sorry, not Midwest. To the Northwest of Nigeria, Sokoto, and along that line as you are going, Jigawa, you get to all this other. I'm telling you a true story. They still exist pretending that they have governors, but in those states, there are places where the Nigerian security agents no longer dare threat. Those are the areas that before things got so bad, finally, right? Because whenever the terrorists were to strike, they usually have to go to military barracks nearby, police station nearby. They will first bomb the place, shoot everybody, release detainees, take whatever weapon they can take. They can kill all the policemen they found in that compound. So from there, the Nigerian police now improvised. Sure you get. So instead of saying we are providing 24 hours security for people in the troubled areas, they had to change because they were losing their men. Nobody wanted to get posted to that part. So they now said, you know what? First thing first. And this was like, way back in 2016, precisely. So they started doing what they call the rotational shift. So the police stations in those areas were now closing at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. for security reasons. So imagine you have a community that you have policemen that are supposed to provide security, local policemen to provide security for you. But you realize that you need to go and report any crime to them before 4 p.m. because they have to close by 4 p.m. for security reason. Police, they shut. Police station, they close at 4 p.m. for security reason. I don't know, say, around that time, everybody is on his own. Those areas are called ungoverned areas. Now, you will never see police station. You will never see military checkpoint. You will never, in like tens or hundreds of miles away from those communities. The roads, they will tell you, don't pass that place again. No. Nobody they pass that place again. No. If you pass there, they grab you. About Omalos ransom in Nigeria today. But Tifnubu and his gang don't really see it that way. To them, if they say everything is fine, If we don't react to all these killings, when they kill soldiers, don't say anything. A day or two, everybody will forget. But if you say something, people will not forget what you say, which is true. How many of you can tell me what Nnamdi said about all the soldiers killed by the Fulani terrorists, by the Boko Haram? Do you even remember some of them? Do you? Exactly. But assuming that Nnamdi comes out and say, oh, we must find those who killed them, you will remember what he said. So they are kind of like, deploy another strategy. Is that even like a right thing to say? It's like I'm praising them because it is like perfecting the art of incompetence. In this case, you know what? Don't say anything. So that people will not be asking you, what is the update? Have you now arrested those people that carried out the terrorist attack in Sokoto, carried out terrorist attack here and there? Just don't say anything. If you don't say anything, a day or two, people will forget. They will move on. And that's what Nnamdi and his gang have been doing. They're not worthy of mention, unfortunately. If you carry when you carry the dead body, the corpse of someone, they are likely going to feel like the log of, what do you call it, like the log of wood. Up, carry up. But if you have your own loved ones, your real loved one, in that coffin, you go carry him, it will become so heavy because, you know what I mean? That's exactly what the issue of insecurity is in Nigeria, where it is biting them, killing them. It is doing so ruthlessly, no mercy. Women, children, elderly, sick, slaughtered. They are fair game. And these criminal politicians, all talk, no action. Milady Lati, Mr. Latu Aruna, thank you very much for the super chats. Appreciate that. So Peter Obi was at Edwin Clark's kind of, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's a requirement or if it is wake keep. Or you know, Edwin Clark is dead. 100% seriously, I should know, but I didn't check if he's been buried. But they have organized, like Padi Banjo, they have organized what seems like a tribute night or, night or, I don't know. Or I do know what Peter Obi told the audience. He was worried. He was challenging the civil society organizations in Nigeria. A lot of you used to kind of like protest. Like Nigerians could count on you whenever things are not going right to come out, mount pressure, and possibly, right, impact on the policy of government that, makes them feel like they got some power. But that is no longer happening. Me, I know the answer. He's asking them why, but I know the answer because those who were protesting then, they are now the people in government. Professional protesters then. The sponsor is now your president. So there will be no civil society group that is going to possibly organize a protest against another civil society group that now form government, because in the spirit of the esprit de corps, my own belief. But here is what Obi had to say to the audience this afternoon.
Edwin Obi, but we call him Peter Obi.
Your Excellencies and our dear Father, Your Excellency and my dear elder brother, Jonathan, let me respectfully stand on all due and existing protocols. Where do we start talking of our dear Father, Clark? For somebody like me who has just been part of this 2023 election, he lived a life of courage, a life of sacrifice, a life of justice, a life that is valued. But most importantly, He's continued living that life to the end. I listened to my brother Mike when he talked about, may the labor of our heroes past not be in vain. I'm sorry, I'm happy that Jagawan is here, and I'm happy that Jonathan is here. But I can tell you, their sacrifice is in vain. They've sacrificed for nothing. We're in this country when people were protesting, when there was no need to protest under Jonathan. Where are those protesters? Have they died? Where are they? So why are we saying it should not be in vain? Jonathan increased fuel from 87 naira to 120, and people were protesting in this country. And when it was 900, they were not protesting. Are they dead? So why are we saying it should not be in vain? People protested when naira was 180, and when it was 1,500, they're not protesting. Are they dead? So let's not say it should not be in vain. I spoke a few days ago, and people said I'm demarketing Nigeria. When it's true to be demarketed, World Bank has just shown that 75% of Nigerians in rural areas are poor. Is World Bank demarketing Nigeria? UNICEF 2 days ago released that Nigeria now have over 2 million malnourished children, the second highest in the world. Are they demarketing Nigeria? Let's face the reality. Their labor is in vain. We have a country now that is not democratic. We are not a democratic country. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Is the election that happened in Edo, is it democratic? Just the last election in Edo is the most undemocratic election. Everybody knows who won that election. So why are we keeping it and saying, let their work not be in vain? It is in vain. So we can start picking the pieces now, because they've destroyed everything people have sacrificed for. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. Above all, Jagawan, you sacrificed everything. The country people sacrificed has turned into a crime scene. All we do today is stealing. You know, and we have to do something. All we need to do is live a courageous life. May God Almighty that called him home grant him eternal rest, and grant us the courage to look into what our Father lived for and start picking our pieces. May God bless us.
So to those who knew Peter Obi when he was their governor in Anambra State, some of them said somehow he's coming out of his shell now, that a lot of people will get to actually know him than the Peter Obi that you probably think is that sort of like a, quiet, sort of like soft, easy to push and all that. So he seems to be coming out of his shell. And he's the guy that some of the obedience believes that if una want see where make you touch him. You see? So he's got his own very, very strong base. Strong enough to believe that he's got more than 40 million people that follows him. Can you believe that? Unfortunately, the rigged system in Nigeria would never, ever possibly let you have in. Possibly. Or allegedly. Because Atiku and his own co-travelers, they are also pushing on. They believe strongly in their coalition talk and, just yesterday. Right? A guy, that former deputy governor to Fauleshe in Ekiti, Professor Aluko or something like that, was deputy to Fauleshe then. Remember him? I think he was in Ibadan where they had Atiku as a visiting visitor, something. So he was interacting with some PDP members in this gathering. They are talking about Atiku. And that also shows that Atiku is still very much interested in your 2027, allegedly.
I was telling her that I will be in Abuja for this program. He said that he told me, I don't like Atiku. I said, why is it that you don't like Atiku? What has Atiku done? He said Atiku is corrupt. I asked him and I asked her a question. Have you heard that he was ever indicted by any court?
Never.
He said no. He said, okay. I said, okay, I think I can understand where you are coming from. She has a friend. The father of the friend is from Rivers State. And the guy is also a PDP member. And I asked her a question. I said, is your father's friend, does he belong to Yeson Wike's group? She said yes. I said, no wonder you are talking like this. And I sat her down and I explained. Have you ever heard that Atiku was ever linked to the murder of any person?
Never.
Have you ever heard that Atiku was ever linked to carrying drugs?
Never.
Have you ever heard that Atiku does not have a history?
Never.
Have you ever heard that Atiku's primary school, secondary school, and I asked her a question. If you tell somebody, ask somebody else, where are you from? You'll be bold enough to say I'm from so town. You'll be able to tell them your primary school and your secondary, say yes. I said, good. We need leaders who are transparent. We need leaders who are able to show us good example. We need a high road leader, not the low road leader. At the end, sir, I was happy that he was considered with all this you have said. I never knew this. So I said, you are going to clock 18 this year. You go and register. Next election, you are voting for Atiku. Sir, because you are one that holds fast to these values, democratic values. You said in your statement that you bear no grudges against anyone for exercising their right to political alignment. Defections, alliances, and realignments are part and parcel of democratic politics. We have seen them before and we'll see them again. I'm quoting you, sir. As the nation therefore strives for robust democracy, it faces challenges that threaten the integrity of electoral processes. Therefore, this trip presents us another opportunity to discuss strategies to develop resilience. Take note of that. To develop resilience in the face of electoral injustices, to enhance electoral integrity, deepen democracy, and to ensure peaceful commitment to national unity, development, stability, and security. Through insightful discussions on digitalization, the power of coalition, and strategies for violence prevention, we can explore a pathway to strengthen electoral integrity in Nigeria. Now, let's take a look at the current political situation in Nigeria. We know that Nigeria is a country that is rich in diversity, comprising of over 250 ethnic groups and numerous political affiliations. However, this diversity that should have actually been used by our leadership to bring us together often translates into
No, like that. And Atiku himself, who also received some young people that went to visit him to show solidarity, I think, I don't know. And Atiku was like, my staff were young people. I am very good with young people. And this, the guest.
That's why our conversations always degenerate to who is from and what religion who professes. I believe that if we move rightly and move sincerely, that we can achieve this. In Nigeria with a new identity, a united Nigeria that is economically and politically beneficial to every section of this country, and not just to a handful of individuals who feel that it is their own prerogative to, allocate and misabuse or abuse political offices and resources that are meant for the governance of the entire country. So, Excellency, that's why this delegation is here, and we expect that your response, we are going to take it back to our people, and hopefully the conversations will continue to progress and we can be part of this body.
Do you see this gentleman seated here?
Yes.
All of them are my staff. They are all young men. This is the kind of people I want to work with. On the issue of restructuring, there is no way I could publish a whole book. Have you read my book on restructuring?
No, I haven't. Yeah,
I believe in restructuring because I was born and grew up in a restructured Nigeria. As far as restructuring is concerned, it's one of my major political beliefs and doctrine. So, if I have the opportunity, I definitely will restructure this country. And I hope your support will give me that opportunity to do that. On the issue of coalition of political parties, not coalition just to grab power as was done in 2014, but coalition who really believe in the ideals of a truly Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I believe very soon you will hear from you that you can expect good news from that. Because the coalition is not built around any single individual. It is built around political beliefs. And there are participants from all the major political parties, from APC, from PDP, from Labour, and others. So I really look forward, to having regular communication with you, with your organization, so that, we can also benefit from your inputs in what we are currently doing. So I thank you very much indeed for this visit, and I hope this is the beginning of working cooperation together with you.
Atiku Adimeru Baba Fatima, the Atiku Luther himself. But he's never been convicted, like Aluko said. And of course, maybe when Atiku finally becomes, because he's been contested. Do you know that Atiku has been contested to be Nigeria president since 1992? He also contested he actually had to step down for MKO Abiola in 1993. Yeah, he's been trying to be president since then. Maybe finally, when he finally becomes your president, if Kolu could do it, maybe he too can do it at the age of maybe 85, 86. I don't know. You may have your own popia in the making. Atiku. Imagine Atiku as your president and he's your popia too. Do you know popia? He's 95, I've been 96-year-old president of Cameroon. He's been president since 1982, 2 years before I was born. I'm 41 now. That's 43 years ago. He's still their president. Even in Belgium, I've been in France.
This man!
J'avais précisé que cet objectif devait être érigé en véritable cause nationale, notamment à travers notre engagement collectif à rétablir la sécurité, à conforter notre croissance économique.
At 1982. He's contesting for the presidency again, like, I don't know, maybe this will be like the 9th term. It must be the 9th term as their president. So that's him telling them about his plan for Cameroon. Cameroon is one of the poorest countries currently in Africa, unfortunately. A mismanaged country that has now become sort of like the fiefdom of the Bias. So some are saying that until when Pobia is dead, that's when the Cameroonians are going to get their independence. But Nigeria will get independence, eh? Can't be like, say, better may go back to colonialism. In Enugu, as seen yesterday, after repeated record of kidnapping and killings of this monastery. What do you call those, father? Do you say monastery? Be fathers? I don't know. We saw them in Enugu, where the state can protect them. Yeah, God is going to protect people, but at least the physical one is the job of the government. So these men are to take to the streets in an independent Nigeria, but not safe.
The hand of
Also the Fulani terrorists in Enugu. So I think the place is called Monastery. Is it not? Or seminarian. No, they are the seminarians who lives in this. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Again, we've had an interesting convo this evening, right? So I want to say a big thank you to you, everyone, including Latu Aruna for your super chats. Thank you. So please remember, like the broadcast, check your notification and ensure that they are still, it is still on, right? Then like this broadcast. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that you won't miss tomorrow. And you and I can see you tomorrow. Yeah? So, good night, everyone. So from me to you, I say good night. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Mayegun Diary, Diary politico. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary láyé bí nọ́mbà wá. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni, mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni, ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni, ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Máyégún ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.